It just became known that this Friday, August 14th, episode 80 of Skibidi Toilet will come out. Is it possible that DaFuqBoom returned, and now everything will be as before? How to react to the release of episode 80 and what our further actions will be, you'll learn all this in today's video. Don't forget to hit like, and also subscribe to the channel and press the bell, because this greatly helps in promoting the channel. Thank you. And if you've already done this, let's begin. For several weeks now, it's been clear that the company was up to something. After all this time they were warming up their social media, making all sorts of cringe videos like these, where the Supcaman Titan calls you on the phone, or where the Supcaman Titan sails on a boat, or for example, edits that they took from episode 78. By the way, the very one which, according to David, is better than Emergence. Also, recently the company started publishing something like spoilers, but they looked, of course, very strange, because they added a bit of cringe there. Here's a moment from season 22 where, in an additional scene, DaFuq showed us how the secret agent hands a device to the lucky cameraman. And here's what their genius employee, who apparently handles marketing, did with this moment. I didn't understand anything here at all, and after that come random memes, and at the end some strange spoiler which, apparently, was also taken from episode 78. This is the capsule where the skibidi scientist created hybrids, and so the company published a spoiler from episode 80 where the Supcaman base was shown. This was a GIF image, and besides the animation, there was nothing here. A few hours after this, the company publishes another spoiler, where a Supcaman from the Supcaman Armada 3.0 is shown, or more precisely from the Hummers squad. Analyzing this spoiler, I immediately remembered the video posters from DaFuqBoom, where he showed these same Supcamen and pointed out their features. As you remember, all the Supcamen from the Armada were there. If you think that the company's spoilers ended here, then you're mistaken. After 2 hours, they publish another spoiler, but already in the format of a YouTube short. They caption the video as Skibidi Toilet 80 Leak. In 5 hours, they get 400,000 views, and by views, this becomes the worst short on the official channel. That is, already from here we can conclude that without DaFuqBoom, that is without Alexei, they have no chance of success. At the moment, the company hasn't published any more spoilers, but this doesn't mean they won't do it. There are still 3 days until the premiere, so it's quite possible they'll publish the entire episode even before its official release. By the way, half a year ago, part of episode 80 already appeared on the internet, but unfortunately I won't be able to show this on YouTube, so if you want to watch, you can do it on our X channel. The link will be in the description. If you compare this short with the leak that came out half a year ago, you can say with confidence that their episode 80 was ready a long time ago, and it didn't even change. After all, this scene exactly repeats the one we saw half a year ago. But by the way, I'm very surprised that the company decided to publish episode 80. After all, according to EBO, when he talked with Adam, the company's CEO, he said that they wouldn't continue the series until the whole conflict settled down. And as we know, the struggle has been going on for 9 months already, and at the moment, nothing has changed. And why they decided to release the episode exactly now is unknown. I have 2 theories, and the last one is unlikely. First, over these months, the company suffered huge reputational damage, and all this needs to be restored somehow. And without new episodes, it's impossible to do this. Therefore, they're forced to just continue, despite all the hate. And my second theory is unlikely. It consists of them having reached an agreement with DaFuqBoom, and since he returned to the company, new episodes are resuming. Why do I consider this unlikely? Because DaFuq in his only official social media said nothing about this. And the company didn't report anything about this either because they would tell such news first, since it's needed first and foremost by them. Secondly, their actions show the opposite. DaFuqBoom wouldn't allow uploading this or this to the channel. These cringe videos indicate only the company's handwriting, not Alexei's return. Strider worked on episode 80, and it must be honestly admitted he's one of the best SFM animators. But still, whoever it is, without DaFuqBoom, it will just be an ordinary fan-made version, of which there are a huge number on the internet. After all, creating animations is a secondary matter. Here, the main thing is thought and idea. If Skibidi Toilet were made in the most terrible program, but the plot was written by DaFuqBoom, people would still continue watching the series. So even if the very best SFM animator does the animation, people still won't watch it, because they need not an animator, but DaFuqBoom. Without him, it's just a fan-made version. If the company wants their project to be watched, they must do anything to return Alexei, at least as a director. Instead, they leak his personal correspondence and gag him with a contract so he doesn't voice his version of events. And until the company changes, people won't respect it. Why is the release of episode 80 actually not the company's victory, but another trap into which they drove themselves? Many might think, since a new episode is coming out, it means the series is coming back to life. It means everything is getting better. But reality is exactly the opposite. And the statistics of that very short are the best proof. Let's think about these numbers. The official Skibidi Toilet channel, with tens of millions of subscribers, publishes a teaser of a new episode. And what in the end? The worst short by views on the entire channel. 400,000 in 5 hours for a channel of such scale is a failure. For comparison, the episodes that Alexei himself made gained tens of millions of views in a matter of hours. The difference is colossal, and it speaks for itself. What does this indicate? That the audience voted, not with angry comments, not with hashtags, but with the most honest way there is, with their attention. More precisely, its absence. People just don't watch. They don't click, don't engage, pass by. And this is the most terrible verdict for any content. Because with hatred you can still work. Hatred is, at least, engagement. But with indifference, you can do nothing. And here lies the main paradox of the situation. The company found itself in a position from which there's no good way out. If they don't release episodes, the channel slowly dies, and investors ask questions about where that very valuable asset they paid for went. If they release episodes without Alexei, they get such failed numbers, which even more clearly show that without the creator, the project is worth nothing. Wherever you turn, everywhere is a loss. By the way, I have another theory about the Project Freeze. I think that when Adam told EBO that they plan to release new episodes after the conflict, this is true. But also, it seems to me the company was creating episodes in advance all this time to compose their dream schedule, which never came to fruition. Let's return for a minute to the fact that episode 80 was ready half a year ago. The leak that appeared on the internet half a year ago completely matches what the company is now showing as a fresh teaser. This means the episode was just sitting on their shelf all this time. And here's what follows from this. The company could have released it at any moment over the last 6 months, but didn't release it. Why? Perhaps they waited, hoped that the conflict would die down, that the audience would forget and accept the new order of things. As Adam said in the conversation with EBO, they weren't going to continue until the whole situation settled. But the situation didn't settle, and now, after half a year of waiting, they still decide to release the long-ready episode. This looks like an act of desperation, like an attempt to somehow resuscitate the channel that's rapidly losing value. And now, think about what this delay did to the episode itself. If it was ready half a year ago and hasn't changed since then, it means all this time it was just becoming outdated. The audience left over these months, interest faded, and the episode itself remained the same. The company releases a product that morally became outdated even before release. It's like releasing a film that was shot, but then kept on the shelf for 2 years until everyone forgot about it. By the way, pay attention to all this marketing with cringe videos. Speakerman Titan who calls you on the phone. Speakerman Titan who sails on a boat. Strange clips, random memes, incomprehensible spoilers. This doesn't look like the promotion of a serious project. This looks like panic, like desperate attempts to somehow attract attention, somehow remind about themselves. A person who's confident in the quality of their product doesn't engage in such a circus, but someone who's in despair grabs at any straw. And here I want to return to the main thought that I've repeated more than once, but which is the essence of the whole conflict. The value of Skibidi Toilet was never in the animation. It was in Alexei. What makes a series good? Not the quality of the picture. The picture is just a shell. A good series is made by ideas, plot, atmosphere, hidden details, thought-out lore, a sense of mystery. All that's born in the author's head. And animation is just a tool with which these ideas are embodied on screen. That's exactly why I say that even if Strider took on episode 80, one of the best SFM animators, this changes nothing. Yes, technically, the episode may look decent, perhaps even excellent. But behind the beautiful picture, there won't be the main thing. There won't be that very handwriting of Alexei. There won't be those hidden details that viewers analyzed for weeks. There won't be thought-out plot arcs that connected episodes into a single whole. A beautiful but empty shell will remain. And you know what's most ironic? The company apparently still doesn't understand this. They think it's about production. They changed the engine from Unreal to SFM, and that's it. That you can take a good animator, give him models and plot sketches, and get the same result. But this is a fundamental misunderstanding of creativity. Skibidi Toilet was an authorial work, and an authorial work is inseparable from the author. Remove the author, and it's already not the same work. It's a fake, a copy, and an imitation. Remember any popular franchise that lost its creator? How often did continuations without the original author turn out better? Almost never. Because viewers feel the difference. They feel when there's a living thought behind the work and when it's just a mechanical reproduction of a formula. And the Skibidi Toilet audience, which for 3 years learned to notice the smallest details, will feel this difference instantly. Before moving on to our actions, let's analyze one more important detail that clarifies a lot. This is about those very spoilers with the Supcaman Armada 3.0 and the Hummers Squad. When I saw this spoiler, I immediately remembered the video posters from DaFuqBoom himself, where even before the whole conflict, he showed these Supcamen and described their features in detail. And here an interesting question arises. It turns out that the whole concept of these characters, their design, their roles in the plot, all this was invented by Alexei long before the release of episode 80. That is, the company is now using the developments that DaFuqBoom left. They're not creating anything new. They're just bringing to the screen what the author they themselves pushed out came up with. This once again proves that the whole foundation of the series, all its creative basis, belongs to Alexei. And the company only exploits his legacy. And this raises an even sharper question. How ethical is it even to release an episode built on the ideas of a person who was deprived of a voice and possibly fair payment? The company essentially earns on Alexei's creativity while not giving him the ability to speak or, judging by the leaked messages, to normally receive money. This looks like a double injustice. First they took the series, and now they also release content on his ideas, while the author himself is forced to stay silent. Think also about Strider's position in this whole story. Yes, he's a talented animator. I acknowledge this. But by agreeing to work on episode 80, he found himself in a very ambiguous situation. He essentially became the face of a product that the community boycotts. Whatever he does, however well he animates, his work is doomed to be associated with a company that acted unfairly. This is a sad fate because his talent would deserve better application than being a tool in the hands of a corporation. Now, let's move on to the most important thing, to what our actions will be. By the statistics of their last short, it's already clear that on August 14th, a failure awaits the company. And our task is simply to observe this. We and other YouTubers made the decision that we won't promote their series, and we advise you to do the same. This is a very important point, so listen carefully. If you want to watch episode 80, then it's better to watch on other channels, in reactions or in analyses, because any of your views, even if you watch with the goal of criticizing, adds to their statistics. YouTube's algorithm doesn't distinguish whether you watch with love or with hatred. For it, the very fact of viewing matters. The same applies to dislikes and angry comments. Many think that by putting a dislike or writing an angry comment, they harm the company. But actually, it's the opposite. Any activity under a video is a signal to the algorithm that the content evokes interest, and it needs to be promoted further. So by leaving a dislike, you with your own hands help their episode get into recommendations. The best thing you can do is complete ignoring. Not watching, not liking, not disliking, and not commenting. Just passing by, as if this episode doesn't exist. The company finally must understand that it treats its audience unfairly. The company was wrong when it tried to destroy with strikes all the YouTubers who simply voiced their opinion. It was wrong when it leaked Alexei's personal correspondence to present him in a bad light. It was wrong when it gagged him with a contract, depriving him of the opportunity to tell his version of events. It was wrong when it ignored its own audience for 9 months. And it must answer for all this. The company must understand a simple truth. You can't build success on injustice. You can't take a person's creation from him, trample the community that supported this creation for years, and expect that everything will be fine. It doesn't work like that. And what we observe now with the failed views is a direct consequence of their actions. They must stop the war with their own audience. They must stop striking YouTubers for criticism. They must free Alexei from contractual restrictions and let him speak. Only then, perhaps, will they begin to restore the trust they so recklessly destroyed. But while they continue going the same way, nothing will change. And here's what I want to say last about this episode. Don't perceive its release as a defeat of our movement. On the contrary, the failure of episode 80 will become another proof of our rightness. Every time the company releases something without Alexei and gets low views, it confirms what we've been saying for 9 months, that the value was in the creator, not in the brand. That the audience came for a specific person, not for a logo. Therefore, let's stay calm and act smart. Don't give in to provocation. Don't run to watch the episode out of curiosity on the official channel. Be patient. Let the numbers speak for themselves. Let the company itself see that without Alexei, its main asset turns into a dummy. This will be the loudest and most honest answer we can give them. Let's also soberly assess what will happen after the episode's release, so you're ready for any outcome. There are 2 scenarios of how events could develop. The first scenario, the most likely. The episode comes out, gains low views by the channel's standards, there's no hype, and this only confirms our position. The company sees the cold reception, but, knowing their stubbornness, will most likely continue bending their line. Perhaps it will release a couple more episodes, hoping for gradual recovery. But the fundamental problem will remain, because the reason for the failure isn't in the number of episodes, but in the absence of Alexei. The second scenario, less likely but possible. The episode unexpectedly gains decent views due to pure curiosity. After all, whatever you say, episode 80 is an event, and many will want to watch at least out of interest. If this happens, the company may mistakenly decide that everything is getting better, and this will give them confidence to continue without Alexei. That's exactly why it's so important not to feed them views, so as not to create a false impression of success. And here's why our discipline is now more important than ever. A lot depends on how the audience reacts to episode 80. If we unanimously ignore the official release, we'll send a clear signal that without Alexei, the series is needed by no one. But if we give in to curiosity and provide the episode with good numbers, we'll with our own hands give the company a reason to think that they're doing everything right. The choice is ours. Remember what we've been fighting for all this time. Not to harm the series. We love Skibidi Toilet, we want it to develop. But we want it to develop correctly, with its real creator at the helm. Ignoring an episode without Alexei isn't a blow to the series. It's a blow to the injustice that's happening around it. We're not fighting against Skibidi Toilet. We're fighting for it. For its future. For its creator. For the legendary series to return to the right hands. I understand that it will be hard for many to resist. After all, this is episode 80, the continuation of a beloved series that we waited for so long. Curiosity will pull us to watch. But this is exactly what our strength consists of, in discipline, in the ability to put principle above a momentary desire. If we all together show this discipline, the effect will be colossal. Imagine the picture. The company invests strength, time, money in marketing, prepares the release of episode 80 as a big event, and on the day of the premiere, gets silence. Low views, absence of hype, indifference. What can be more eloquent? This will be a blow stronger than any hashtags and petitions. Because this is a blow to the one thing that really concerns them, to the numbers, to the money, and to the attention. And for those who still want to watch the episode to be aware, I'll repeat. Do it through third-party channels, reactions, analyses, reviews of other YouTubers. This way you'll both satisfy your curiosity and not help the official channel. This is a compromise that allows you to both stay in the topic and not betray the common cause. In conclusion, I want to say thank you to everyone who was with us all this time. 9 months is a long time, and the fact that you're still here, still fighting, is worth a lot. The release of episode 80 isn't the end of our story. It's just another chapter. And how it ends depends, among other things, on us. On our composure, our solidarity, and our belief that justice will still prevail. And the very last thing, be sure to tell your friends about this position. Everyone who follows Skibidi Toilet. The more people understand why you shouldn't watch the episode on the official channel, the stronger our overall effect will be. One person won't make a difference, but thousands of people acting together are capable of sending the company a very loud message. Explain to them the simple mechanics. Viewing, liking, disliking, commenting, all this works for promotion. And the only thing that really harms is complete indifference. We've come a long way, and the final chapters of this story are being written right now. Let's write them worthily. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new videos. This has been Super Cameraman. See you very soon. Good luck, everyone, and goodbye to all.